On a street so packed with people, at first you can hardly see the car.
Move! Move out the way! Move!
Paul Doyle wasn't drunk or on drugs.
Move!
He was just angry, driving at everyone in his way. A father of three in his 50s, Paul Doyle used his car as a weapon, injuring well over 100 people.
Oh my God!
Driving at and over children, adults, even babies in their prams.
No! What the? Oh my God! Allah.
All we could see was people, blood, others lying on the ground, families crying.
People were just screaming, it's a terrorist, it's a terrorist. He might have a gun, he might have a knife.
It was just carnage, total carnage.
That carnage was caused not by a terror attack,
Please, hold up.
but by Paul Doyle's entitled, impatient rage. The former Marine's lies about what happened were disproved by his own dash cam footage, like here, going through on red earlier on. Not stopping for people ahead, even before he gets to the city centre streets packed with celebrating Liverpool fans. And once here, his increasingly aggressive driving was causing panic. Paul Doyle's ludicrous lies were contradicted by all the videos and by the account of this man, Dan Barr, who managed to get into the car and was frantically trying to stop anyone else getting hurt.
He accelerated off and the door slammed shut. So we've gone from total chaos, panic, screaming, to relative silence as he's accelerated off, and then you can just hear the people being hit and run over, and like 10-pin bowling. And I could see people's faces, they could see the looks of just like they were trying to plead but wasting their time. That's all that they could do. There was nowhere to go.
The car did eventually stop after Dan Barr pushed the gear selector to park and refused to let go. By now, there were 4 people trapped underneath the car. It's astonishing no one was killed, isn't it?
No, absolutely. I would say it's sheer luck, really, that nobody was killed. It's certainly not by any of the actions of Doyle. He had no regard for the safety of anyone. There were women, children, families, elderly, vulnerable people all walking back up Dale Street and Water Street. And it is by sheer luck that nobody was killed.
Paul Doyle only admitted his guilt as his trial was about to start. In court today, he sobbed as dozens of victim impact statements were read out. He was impassive, though, as the judge sentenced him to 21 years and 6 months.
It is almost impossible to comprehend how any right-thinking person could act as you did. To drive a vehicle into crowds of pedestrians with such persistence and disregard for human life defies ordinary understanding. You claimed in police interviews to have acted in panic and fear for your life due to the crowd's behaviour. That account was demonstrably false. The position should be stated clearly. The crowd did not cause this incident. They reacted to it. Faced with a vehicle being driven directly at them, accelerating, reversing, and striking multiple people.
Among the many, many who were injured that day, Mike Blair and his mum, Debbie.
I didn't really move out the house. Loud noise, things like that, it scares me. I'm just staying in the bedroom, to be honest, most of the time. Mike can't move. I'm constantly on the phone wanting to know where he is.
Someone to intentionally do that, it's quite sick, really. But avoidable. Big events, there should be risk assessments in place. That should never have happened.
The Liverpool parade should have been a day of joy for so many. But then there was chaos and fear created by one man's anger.
Well, earlier I spoke to Scott Dolan, who was injured as Paul Doyle drove into the crowd. I began by asking him to talk us through what happened to him.
You go from like I say, you're jubilant, you're having a great day out, you're celebrating something you've wanted to do all your life, and then the next thing you know, you're flying over a car bonnet, you're on the floor, and then it was like you're just looking up and you just hear all these people just screaming, and the sheer panic kind of thing sets in. I felt like it was going to kind of reverse back over as you fear the worst at that point. But then he went into all the other people, and you hear the screams, and you see like the prams going underneath. It was horrific, like,
You'll have seen Paul Doyle in court in tears when he was listening to the witness statements from yourself and others. What were you thinking?
I thought it was a bit false, if I'm brutally honest with you. I thought it seemed like it was crocodile tears. I thought, well, you know what you've done. He wouldn't look up at anyone. He was just head bowed, no sympathy for him.
His lawyer says he takes full responsibility now, but of course he told the police a different story, didn't he? He told the police that he saw a fan with a knife, that he was in a panic, he tried to blame the crowd.
Even the judge kind of worded it perfectly, that it was just his story to start with, and now is very conflicting, and it kind of goes along with, a lot of his past from what they revealed, to be honest with you.
Well, yes, we now know, Scott, don't we, that this is a man with a history of assaulting people. He even bit someone's ear off. And the judge acknowledged that this was some time ago, but it must have been pretty traumatizing for you to learn that today.
Yeah, there was quite a big, I'd say, gasp kind of thing when it was being read out about his past and his past convictions and stuff. But on the flip side, you kind of think, well, it doesn't surprise me. That's the way he behaves.
This is a man who drove his car into prams with babies in it, and then denied responsibility at first. What would you say to him if you had the chance?
He could have stopped at any point, and he chose to keep going, and I don't think it will ever make any sense. I'm having counselling weekly for like PTSD symptoms and stuff, but it's kind of a relief that there has been some sort of justice.
What next for you now, Scott? Because this has had a huge impact on you personally, hasn't it?
I owe my now fiance a lot of a lot of gratitude. She's always been there for me, but she was brilliant through the whole episode. I suppose that it was literally like nearly 3 months where I was off work. My friends and family have been brilliant as well. But yeah, like I say, it's more just trying to move on from it if possible. Like I say, or just hopefully now this will be a bit of closure on the whole event and we can move on from it.
Scott Dolan, thanks so much for your time. Thank you.